Barbara Stanwyck. In a final act that reverberated with the echoes of old Hollywood discord, Barbara Stanwyck's will delivered a stunning message of familial rupture. Known for her commanding presence on screen, Barbara's posthumous instructions were as uncompromising as her persona. In a move that left admirers and detractors alike in shock, she deliberately excluded her adopted son, Dion Anthony Fay, from any part of her vast million-dollar fortune. Instead, her legacy was redistributed among carefully chosen charities and cherished friends, those who had shared her passion and endured her formidable spirit. This decision, wrapped in layers of personal history and long-held resentments, underscored the deep-seated estrangement that had marked her final years. Her meticulously detailed testament served as both a final judgment and a statement of identity, leaving a trail of unanswered questions about loyalty, love, and the true cost of fame. Barbara's will, shrouded in the mystique of Hollywood's golden era, remains a compelling narrative of defiance, sorrow, and the relentless pursuit of justice beyond the silver screen. Carole Lombard. Carole Lombard, a beacon of wit and charm, transcended her cinematic allure even in death through a final resounding act of patriotism. In her last testament, she ensured that her legacy would be woven into the fabric of national duty. With a careful stroke of legal precision, Carole designated a significant portion of her fortune to bolster the war effort, a commitment that extended far beyond her public persona. This bold, posthumous gesture not only affirmed her deep-seated love for her country, but also served as a rallying cry for a nation in turmoil. Her will was more than a mere financial document. It was a declaration of enduring civic responsibility, a final stand against tyranny, and an unyielding commitment to the ideals she so fervently championed during her lifetime. In a time when few celebrities dared to merge art with advocacy, Carole Lombard's farewell was a stirring reminder that the spirit of Hollywood could indeed serve a greater cause, echoing patriotism and self-sacrifice long after the curtains had closed. Cary Grant. Ever the enigma, Cary Grant left behind a will that was as sophisticated and elusive as his on-screen charm. In a final twist that seemed plucked from the script of a classic film noir, he included an enigmatic letter alongside strict instructions that his entire estate be donated to cultural institutions. This deliberate choice was not merely an act of philanthropy. It was a passionate ode to the arts and a calculated effort to preserve the refined elegance of classic Hollywood for future generations. Grant's letter, shrouded in mystery, hinted at a life lived with impeccable taste and secret reverence for artistic legacy. His wishes were a clarion call for the sustenance of creativity, ensuring that his wealth would nourish museums, galleries, and institutions dedicated to the cultural tapestry he so dearly loved. In a world obsessed with materialism, Cary Grant's final testament was a quiet yet potent reminder that art transcends time, echoing the timeless glamour of an era that he helped define. Douglas Fairbanks Sr. Douglas Fairbanks Sr., the quintessential swashbuckler of silent cinema, left behind a final act as dramatic as his legendary on-screen exploits. His will, a document as enigmatic as the man himself, allocated the lion's share of his wealth to his final wife, Lady Sylvia Ashley, leaving his only son with a meager fraction of his vast fortune. This lopsided distribution sent ripples through Hollywood, igniting a firestorm of speculation about hidden familial loyalties and unspoken resentments. Fairbanks Sr.'s decision was a potent blend of personal vendetta and strategic legacy-making, a final chapter written with the same flair for drama that had defined his illustrious career. Was this act a rebuke of a son who struggled to emerge from his father's towering shadow, or a calculated testament to a love that outlasted the fleeting bonds of blood? Whatever the truth, his will etched a complex narrative of ambition, betrayal, and the enduring struggle to carve out an identity in the unforgiving glare of Hollywood's spotlight. Elizabeth Taylor. Elizabeth Taylor's will was a dazzling testament to both glamour and generosity. With the precision of a seasoned actress crafting her final scene, she directed that her treasured jewelry collection be auctioned off, each piece a sparkling relic of a storied career. The proceeds were earmarked for a cause close to her heart, funding groundbreaking medical research that promised to change lives. Yet, beneath this public display of benevolence lay a private tribute. A discreet allocation was set aside for a lifelong friend, a secret gesture preserving an intimate bond away from the relentless glare of the spotlight. Taylor's posthumous directives wove together a narrative of opulence, compassion, and personal loyalty, capturing the essence of a woman who lived larger than life, while ensuring that her legacy would shine both on and off the stage. Her will remains a poignant reminder of how, even in death, she continued to challenge expectations, blending Hollywood's brilliance with heartfelt philanthropy. Gary Cooper. Gary Cooper, the embodiment of rugged American charm, left behind a will that unraveled a narrative as complex as his celebrated on-screen persona. In a revelation that rocked his legion of admirers, his final testament exposed a double life that few had ever imagined. While his wife, Veronica Ball, was designated the bulk of his estate, a substantial provision was secretly made to support his longtime mistress. This surprising division of assets not only underscored the dichotomy between his public image and private realities, but also ignited a maelstrom of speculation about the true nature of his personal relationships. Cooper's calculated decision to balance two worlds, a devoted husband in the limelight and a man with hidden passions behind closed doors, has since become the subject of relentless intrigue. His will, a document of both love and betrayal, stands as a dramatic coda to a life defined by both honor and human complexity, leaving behind questions that continue to challenge the idealized image of Hollywood's quintessential cowboy. Jean Harlow. Jean Harlow's final testament is a haunting glimpse into a life overshadowed by control and financial mystery. In a will that revealed more about familial discord than personal fortune, it became clear that nearly nothing was left to her. The reason was both chilling and poignant. A domineering mother, Jean Bello, had maintained an iron grip over every aspect of Jean's finances, effectively erasing her own legacy. This posthumous financial enigma paints a picture of a life where artistic promise was strangled by overpowering maternal dominance. Jean's meager inheritance, or lack thereof, leaves behind a trail of unanswered questions and enduring sorrow, a stark contrast to the luminous promise of her potential. The will stands as a somber reminder of the destructive power of control and the often tragic intersection of family and fame in Hollywood. Jean Harlow's final act, shrouded in mystery and heartache, continues to echo as a cautionary tale of how personal legacies can be quietly dismantled behind closed doors. Gloria Swanson. Gloria Swanson's will was designed to keep secrets locked away, much like the private life she led off camera. In her carefully crafted testament, she instructed that her personal diaries remain sealed for decades, a decision that immediately ignited a firestorm of speculation among Hollywood insiders and fans alike. Despite having divided her substantial estate among her children, this particular clause fueled rumors of hidden scandals, explosive confessions, and untold behind-the-scenes dramas that could redefine the legends of old Hollywood. Swanson's command was more than a mere legal formality. It was a deliberate act of preservation, a means to control her narrative and protect the mystique that had long surrounded her illustrious career. The sealed diaries have since become the subject of intense curiosity, a time capsule holding potentially earth-shattering revelations about the glamorous yet ruthless world of early cinema. Gloria Swanson's will, shrouded in mystery, continues to echo through the corridors of Hollywood history, inviting endless debates about the price of fame and the secrets that lie beneath. Greta Garbo. Ever the enigma, Greta Garbo's final wishes painted a portrait of a woman who cherished solitude over the superficial glitz of Hollywood. In a stunning departure from the extravagant lifestyles typically associated with screen legends, her will allocated nearly all of her substantial fortune, an impressive sum exceeding $32 million, to her niece. This decisive gesture underscored Garbo's profound disconnection from the Hollywood scene she once dominated. Rather than bestowing wealth upon industry insiders or lavish charities, she chose to invest in the life of someone within her inner circle, a quiet rebellion against the public persona that so often defined her. Garbo's final act was not only a testament to her independent spirit, but also a subtle, personal declaration that her legacy would not be tethered to the fleeting glimmers of celebrity. In her eyes, true value was found in personal bonds and quiet endurance, rather than in the relentless pursuit of fame. Her will remains a powerful symbol of individuality, inviting the world to reconsider what it truly means to live and to leave a legacy. Harry Houdini. Harry Houdini left behind a will that was as enigmatic as the man himself. With his characteristic blend of skepticism and hope, Houdini directed his beloved widow, Bess Houdini, to conduct an annual séance on Halloween for 10 consecutive years. This directive was not merely a symbolic gesture. It was a heartfelt plea for a sign from the other side, a secret conversation with the beyond that might finally bridge the gap between life and death. Houdini, famed for exposing fraudulent mediums during his lifetime, paradoxically embraced the possibility of genuine contact with the afterlife in his final wish. Each Halloween, as the candlelight flickered and shadows danced, Bess was to listen intently for that elusive signal, a whispered message or a spectral sign that could confirm the existence of life beyond the veil. Though the seances ultimately yielded silence, Houdini's will continues to inspire wonder and debate, capturing the eternal human quest to understand the mysteries that lie just beyond our reach. Humphrey Bogart. In a farewell as poignant and personal as his on-screen performances, Humphrey Bogart left behind a will that encapsulated a timeless love story. With his characteristic understated elegance, Bogart bequeathed a small gold whistle to Lauren Bacall, a delicate token that harked back to their iconic cinematic romance, immortalized in the memorable exchange from "to have and have not." This whistle, seemingly modest in its simplicity, carried the weight of countless shared moments and the enduring connection between two souls who found refuge in each other amid the glitz and grind of Hollywood. Moreover, Bogart ensured that Bacall inherited the majority of his considerable estate, a move that went beyond financial security to symbolize the profound intimacy and trust that had defined their relationship. His will was a tender ode to a love that transcended the silver screen, merging personal affection with the enduring legacy of a Hollywood legend. In this final act, Bogart's farewell remains an emblem of enduring romance, a story that continues to resonate with anyone who believes in love's quiet, unyielding power. Jack Benny. In a final act of enduring affection and whimsical romance, Jack Benny arranged for a daily delivery of a single red rose to his beloved wife, Mary Livingstone, for the rest of her life. This tender, posthumous love letter was both a nod to the playful banter that had defined their public personas and a deeply personal gesture that transcended the ordinary. Each rose, delivered day after day, served as a constant reminder of the intimate bond they shared, a bond that had lit up screens and hearts alike for decades. Benny's will was not merely a financial document, it was a carefully scripted love story written in the language of flowers, one that continued to unfold long after his final bow. In an industry often defined by fleeting moments of glamour, his commitment was a quiet rebellion against the impermanence of fame, a promise that true love endures, whispering its secrets with every delicate bloom. James Dean. In a testament that encapsulated both his rebellious spirit and his lasting impact on youth culture, James Dean's will was a daring blend of legacy and hope. With a characteristic edge that echoed his defiant persona, he stipulated that his cherished vintage car, an icon of freedom and the open road, be entrusted to a devoted young fan who embodied the very essence of his restless soul. But Dean's vision didn't end with a prized possession. He dedicated a significant portion of his estate to a foundation aimed at supporting troubled youth. This forward-thinking initiative was designed to channel the raw energy of rebellion into constructive avenues, offering guidance and opportunity to those teetering on the edge of society. His final wishes were a rallying cry for future generations, a symbolic passing of the torch that ensured his legacy would continue to inspire not only on the silver screen but also in the hearts of those yearning for a chance to rewrite their own destinies. Joan Crawford. In a move that would send shockwaves through the corridors of Hollywood and deep into the fabric of her personal life, Joan Crawford's final testament was as dramatic as the roles she once portrayed. With deliberate and uncompromising resolve, she chose to disinherit 2 of her 4 adopted children, Christina and Christopher, leaving the lion's share of her vast fortune to charity and the loyal staff who had stood by her side. This bold decision ignited a bitter family feud, casting a long shadow over her storied legacy. Crawford's will was not just a document of wealth distribution, it was a final public statement of severed ties and deep-rooted resentments. In crafting her last wishes, she laid bare the complexities of her relationships, challenging the public's perception of the glamorous matriarch. Her actions underscored a lifetime of navigating personal ambition and familial strife, leaving behind a legacy that remains as contentious and multifaceted as the films that immortalized her on the silver screen. John Wayne. In a final act that encapsulated the rugged spirit and unexpected tenderness of a true icon, John Wayne's will revealed layers of complexity beneath his steely exterior. The legendary cowboy stipulated that his tombstone bear an inscription, translating to ugly, strong, and dignified, a defiant embrace of imperfection and raw strength that resonated with his larger-than-life persona. Beyond this, Wayne's carefully penned testament provided for his 7 children, ensuring that his enduring legacy would be passed on to future generations with both love and practicality. A notable portion of his fortune was also earmarked for cancer research, reflecting a personal battle and a desire to give back to the community that had supported him throughout his illustrious career. This duality of toughness intertwined with tenderness painted a portrait of a man who was as multifaceted off-screen as he was on. Wayne's final wishes, imbued with both stoicism and heartfelt generosity, continue to echo as a tribute to the enduring spirit of a Hollywood legend. Marilyn Monroe. From the moment she first captivated the world with her luminous smile, Marilyn Monroe's final wishes were a testament to her enduring allure and multifaceted persona. In a graceful, yet defiant farewell to the trappings of fame, she arranged for her iconic dresses to be donated to a museum, each garment a relic of a bygone era of glamour and raw vulnerability. Not stopping there, Monroe also allocated funds to establish art scholarships for aspiring performers, a visionary gesture intended to nurture the creative spirit that defined her life. This dual act of preservation and investment in future talent was a poignant reflection of the dichotomy between the public adoration she received and the private battles she fought. Her will, both tender and trailblazing, served as a final ode to the beauty and fragility of existence, ensuring that her legacy would continue to inspire and empower those who dare to dream and express themselves on and off the screen.
Marlene Dietrich.
In a move that shocked both the public and her estranged kin, Marlene Dietrich's final testament was as bold and uncompromising as her illustrious career. Choosing to defy conventional family ties, she left nearly all her relatives out of her will, channeling the vast majority of her estate to her daughter, Maria Riva. Among the treasures passed on were her prized couture gowns, symbols of a glamorous past, and the meticulous life she led behind the scenes. This stark distribution not only laid bare long-standing familial conflicts, but also underscored her determination to craft a legacy on her own terms. Dietrich's resolute decisions, wrapped in layers of personal history and artistic brilliance, resonated deeply with those who admired her for both her on-screen magnetism and her off-screen authority. Her will remains a controversial yet powerful statement about the bonds of blood, legacy, and the personal cost of living a life steeped in the relentless glare of celebrity. Marlon Brando. Emerging from the shadows of a career marked by both genius and controversy, Marlon Brando's final wishes were as revolutionary as the roles he portrayed. Eschewing the typical paths of posthumous legacy, He decreed that his personal diaries be sealed away for 50 years, preserving the raw truths of his inner life from immediate scrutiny. At the same time, Brando directed the bulk of his considerable fortune toward supporting Native American cultural projects, a passionate commitment to social justice that defined much of his later work. This calculated blend of personal privacy and public activism not only safeguarded his confidential reflections, but also ensured that his controversial legacy would drive meaningful change long after his departure. Brando's will was a complex tapestry of introspection and activism, challenging future generations to look beyond the glitter of Hollywood and engage with the deeper societal issues he championed, leaving behind a legacy of both artistic rebellion and enduring social conscience. Mary Pickford. Launching a legacy that resonated with both compassion and foresight, Mary Pickford's final instructions were crafted to safeguard the very soul of Hollywood. With an unwavering dedication to her fellow artists, she set aside a significant portion of her multi-million-dollar fortune to establish a fund specifically designed to aid aging actors who had once illuminated the silver screen. This generous initiative created a vital safety net for those forgotten by an industry that often prized youth over experience. Pickford's bequest was not merely an act of charity. It was a visionary investment in preserving the rich tapestry of early cinematic history, ensuring that those who had once brought magic to the screen would never be left to fade into obscurity. Through this fund, her legacy continues to shine as a beacon of support and remembrance for Hollywood's pioneers, embodying the belief that the true spirit of the film industry lies in the lasting contributions of its most cherished storytellers. Paul Newman. At the close of a vibrant career defined by both cinematic brilliance and heartfelt philanthropy, Paul Newman crafted a will that mirrored the dual passions of his life. He specified that his cherished vintage sports car, a symbol of his dynamic spirit, be auctioned off for charity, ensuring that even his prized possessions would serve a greater purpose. Equally significant was his directive to channel a large portion of his considerable wealth into community culinary programs. Newman's initiative was not simply about celebrating the art of cuisine. It was a deliberate effort to support local communities and nurture emerging talent in the culinary world. In doing so, he paid homage not only to the on-screen charisma that made him a beloved icon, but also to the generous heart that defined his off-screen life. His final wishes continue to inspire, reminding us that true legacy is measured not just by accolades and performances, but also by the positive, lasting impact one can have on society. Richard Burton. With the dramatic flair that marked his illustrious career, Richard Burton's final wishes unfolded like one of his most memorable performances. He mandated that his extensive private library be transformed into a public archive, accessible solely to the devoted true enthusiasts of literature and theater. This curated collection, brimming with rare memoirs and personal reflections, was to be held in trust as a living testament to the theatrical passion that defined his storied life. Burton's vision was not merely to preserve his literary treasures, but to create an enduring resource that would spark inspiration and ignite the imagination of future generations. By opening the doors of his private sanctuary to the public, he ensured that his love for words and dramatic artistry would continue to resonate long after his final bow. In this act, Burton left behind a legacy that transcends the ephemeral nature of performance, inviting the world to rediscover the timeless allure of his creative spirit. Rudolph Valentino. Amid the shimmering glamour and perpetual mystery that shrouded his life, Rudolph Valentino's will became the subject of endless fascination and debate. In a move that deepened the enigma of his personal narrative, he included an unnamed beneficiary in his final testament. This deliberate omission ignited a maelstrom of speculation among fans, critics, and historians alike, all eager to uncover the true identity of the intended heir. Valentino's cryptic choice has since fueled decades of conjecture, adding an extra layer of allure to the legacy of Hollywood's original romantic idol. The secrecy surrounding his final bequest only amplified the mystique that had long defined his public persona, leaving an indelible mark on the annals of cinematic lore. Even now, the elusive nature of his testament invites curious minds to explore the intersections of fame, love, and mystery, ensuring that his story, and the questions it leaves behind, continues to captivate and inspire. Sidney Poitier. Sidney Poitier dedicated his legacy to opening doors for those who would follow in his footsteps. His will established a trust fund explicitly aimed at nurturing aspiring actors of color, ensuring that his hard-fought achievements in breaking down racial barriers would have a lasting impact. Poitier's thoughtful provision was designed not only to provide financial support, but also to serve as a beacon of hope and opportunity for young talents striving to carve their own paths in the film industry. This forward-thinking initiative underscored his lifelong commitment to equality and social justice, creating a bridge between his storied past and the promising future of cinema. By investing in the next generation of diverse storytellers, Poitier ensured that his legacy would continue to resonate, inspiring countless individuals to dream big and defy the odds in an industry that owes much of its progress to his courageous contributions. Steve McQueen. In a final act that perfectly encapsulated his rebellious spirit and genuine concern for others, Steve McQueen orchestrated a legacy that marries high-octane daring with thoughtful philanthropy. He bequeathed his prized collection of custom motorcycles to be showcased in a museum, offering fans an intimate glimpse into the thrilling world he helped define. This curated display is more than a tribute to his iconic status. It's a testament to the raw, unbridled passion that fueled his every ride. Beyond preserving his personal treasures, McQueen set aside a significant portion of his fortune for charities dedicated to advancing motorsport safety. This generous allocation was designed to protect and nurture the next generation of racers, ensuring that the exhilaration of the sport would be matched by responsible measures for safety. Through these carefully considered final wishes, McQueen not only immortalized his legacy on and off the screen, but also left an enduring impact on the community he loved, a perfect blend of daredevil bravado and compassionate foresight. W.C. Fields. With a signature blend of mischief and cunning, W.C. Fields engineered a final financial masterpiece that remains as enigmatic as his legendary wit. Instead of consolidating his wealth in a single account, he had his fortune dispersed across numerous banks under an assortment of cleverly devised pseudonyms. This intricate web of secret accounts was meticulously crafted to outsmart financial institutions, and even to baffle his own family. Each account, hidden behind an absurdly imaginative alias, was a final wink from the master of subterfuge, ensuring that his riches remained shrouded in mystery long after his passing. Fields' deliberate and labyrinthine strategy not only preserved his financial autonomy, but also cemented his reputation as a trickster who could manipulate even the most rigid systems. His unorthodox approach to estate management continues to spark intrigue and admiration, a timeless reminder that even in death, the roguish humor and clever defiance of W.C. Fields live on. Ingrid Bergman. Ingrid Bergman dedicated her estate to the creation of a foundation designed to nurture emerging European filmmakers. This bold decision was more than a mere philanthropic gesture. It was a carefully orchestrated bridge between the golden age of cinema and the uncharted future of storytelling. Bergman, whose luminous performances had once enchanted audiences worldwide, now sought to ignite a new era of creative innovation. Her foundation was envisioned as a haven for fresh talent, a place where the spirit of old-world charm could be infused with modern sensibilities to craft narratives that resonated across generations. By investing in the next wave of cinematic artists, she ensured that the magic of film would continue to flourish, unbound by the constraints of tradition. In her final testament, Bergman left behind a legacy that not only celebrated the artistry of the past, but also championed the promise of a vibrant, evolving future in cinema.